Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is HB Fashions GY. In this tutorial we'll learn on how to cut and sew a 2-piece
palazzo trouser and an after dress jack.
Alright, so the first thing I will do now is to take the length of my palazzo. Alright, I was using a length of 45, then extra 2 inches sewing allowance. Alright, so length of 45. Alright, so I've gotten the full length I need. So the next thing I will do right now is to take my waist measurement for now, but I'll be using my hip measurements to draft. Alright, so my hip measurement is 42 divided by 4. I'll go with the hip measurement first to get the middle line. Okay, so after getting it, I'll sure I get it well. Then after getting it, I'll go ahead and divide my hip into 4. Then to get the crotch depth, alright, then I will minus 1 inch from what I got. Okay, so I'll be minusing either 1 or half an inch. It all depends. If the fabric is stretchy, then 1 inch is okay. I'll be minusing half an inch here. Then I'll go ahead and divide my lap measurement into 2 and insert whatever I got there at the crotch line. Okay, so I'll come up here by 2 inches and make my crotch curve. Okay, so I will not just go ahead and cut it just like that. I will also take my waist measurement at this point from this line to this side, then I'll mark it, and I'll add up half inch for sewing allowance. Afterwards, I'll connect it downwards. I'll just connect it. Okay. Alright, so just trying to confirm my measurement to know if everything is okay for the lap measurement. So everything is perfect here. Alright, so the next thing to do right now is to draw the line all the way down. After confirming my lap measurement, I'll just go ahead and draw the line all the way down. Okay, like I said, it's a palazzo pant. Alright, so this is how it looked like. So I'll go ahead and cut it from the down part down to my crotch line. Okay, alright, so I will take it out from here. Remember how I got my crotch? I divided my hip into 2, then I minused half an inch from my hip to get my crotch depth. Alright, so at this point now, go ahead and divide the palazzo. I'll go ahead and divide it from the side. Then once I get to that my hip to waist curve, I'll go ahead and trim it all out. Alright, so I'll go ahead and trim this out now. It definitely won't look straight. Okay, so I added a sewing allowance to it, remember. Alright, so I folded my fabric into 4 to get for the front and the back at once. So at this point, I've placed for my front for the after dress, and the full length is 62. Then I added extra 1.5 inches for folding allowance. So I'll go ahead now and take my shoulder measurement. Alright, then my armhole depth of 8.5. Then my waist measurement of 17. Alright, so at this point now, I'll go ahead and take my bust measurement bust measurement of 40. Alright, I folded my fabric into 4 to get for the front and the back at once. So I will insert my bust measurement of 40 with an additional allowance of 2.5 inches. Then I'll connect my shoulder to my bust. Alright, so at this point now, I'll go ahead and insert the waist measurement to this. Alright, don't forget I folded my fabric into 4 so I can get the front and the back all at once. So this is my waist measurement. I will still have to insert the same 2.5 inches sewing allowance, and I will merge the two together, then take the measurement all the way down. Okay, then ensure that my armhole, everything about it is perfect. I don't know if you can see this very well. Alright, then if you can, if it's okay by me, then I'll go ahead and cut this out. Remember, the full length of my dress is 62. I added extra 1.5 inches for folding and sewing allowance. Then I started taking my measurement. So at this point now, I'll go ahead and cut this all out. Go ahead and cut it out. I'll go ahead and trace it out. Okay. Alright, so this is what we have at this point now. So I'll also go ahead and trim out any excess fabric on the side of the front side of my fabric. Of course, it won't affect the back, so I've removed the back from the dress. Alright, so I'll be taking my neck wideness now. Wideness of 3.5, depth of 1.5. Then I will make a connection. This is actually for the back. It's a high neck back, so I'll make a connection and cut out. The one I removed was actually for the front. Alright, so this is the back. Then don't forget to trim your shoulder. Don't forget to trim the shoulder. Alright, so after this, I'll keep this aside. Then place my front. The front already have an opening. Alright, so I'll be using the same wideness of 3.5. Then afterwards, I'll just go ahead and slant the neck. Okay, I'll just go ahead and slant the neck. Go ahead and slant the neck. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and cut this out now. So after cutting this out, I'll still trim my shoulder measurement to slant it. Alright, so we'll keep this aside. So at this point now, I'll be getting a band for front, the upper part of after dress. I'm making a wideness of 2 inches. Then we'll also get a band for our palazzo trouser for the waistline. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and cut it all the way out. I've gotten a wideness of 2 inches, and that's what I'll be using all through. Okay, so just go ahead and cut it out. Ensure that the fabric is actually perfect and okay. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so the band I'm getting is actually for the waistline and for the front side of after dress. Okay, so I'm still placing this on top to get the same wideness. Alright, remember the wideness is 2 inches, so I'll just go ahead and cut this out. Alright, so this is it. I'm still getting the wideness. The first two I got was actually for the after dress. This one now will be for the waistline of the palazzo. Alright, the same wideness of 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and get 2 of this one for the front and the other for the back. One for the front and the other for the back. So at this point now, I'll fold the remaining to get my sleeve, the sleeve for the after dress. Alright, so I'll be making do with the length of 10 inches. Okay, I'll be making do with the length of 11 inches, then I made it 12 and a half, and I'll go ahead and curve this. The 12 and a half is for the sewing allowance and folding allowance. Okay, so at this point now, this is for my sleeve. All right, so I'll go ahead and cut this out. Go ahead and cut this out. It's for the sleeve for our dress. Alright, so this is the sleeve. We've gotten everything. So at this point now, we'll start joining our fabric. Alright, so this is for the palazzo. Alright, I'll start my joining with the crotch line. Ensure I do it well. Alright, so this is actually for the front. Okay, so this is for the back now. Like I said, I folded my fabric into 4 to get the front and the back. Alright, so we are done with the crotch for the front and the back. So at this point now, I'll go ahead and pin my crotch together to join the front crotch and the back crotch together. Now I'll start my sewing from the middle stitch and sew all the way down to the other side of the leg, one side of the leg. Okay, so if you want a perfect crotch, you should be able to do your joining from the middle to the other side. Then afterwards, you come back to the middle again, then to the other side of the leg of our palazzo. All right, so we'll do this joining so quick. Once I get to that point, I'll go ahead and stitch and take off any excess thread. Then remember I said I'll have to still come back to the middle of the crotch, stitch and sew to the other side, to the other end of the leg side. All right, so enable to do your crotch joining from the middle, not from the leg side. It should always start from the middle side to both end of the legs. Okay, so once I get to the end of the fabric, I'll go ahead and stitch it, then take off any excess thread on it. Okay, all right, so we're done with this now. So I'll just go ahead. This is how the joining looks like. This is how it looks like, the crotch. All right, so at this point now, I'll go ahead and attach the band, the waistband, to our trouser. All right, I'll attach it one after the other. I folded it into 2. Remember, it was actually folded into 2 when I cut the fabric. When I folded it into 2, I got a wideness of 2 inches. So I'll still have to fold it into the same 2 and place it on the waistline of the trouser. So once I get to the end of that part, I'll go ahead and stitch this part, then take off any excess. All right, so I'll have to place for the other side of my palazzo waistline. So I'll just go ahead and join it using 1/2 inch to do this joining. All right, so remember the band was actually folded by 2. I folded it into 2. All right, even while cutting it, I folded it into 2 to get a wideness of
2 inches. All right, when spread open you should be getting about 4 inches. So I'll have to place the front and back of the palazzo facing each other. I'll have to place them together in order to shape them. All right, so I'll use my pin now to secure the waistline. So at this point now, I'll go ahead and take my waist measurements after I'm done pinning the waistline down to the body. All right, I'll take my waist measurements. Okay, I'll be using waist measure of 34. 34 divided by 2 it should be 17. Okay, so I'll be using waist measurement of 34. All right, so this is it. So at this point now, I will sew from this point and curve it all the way to my hip line. Remember the hip side, I did not add much allowance. I only added ½ inch for seam allowance. Okay, so we won't be taking much for the sewing. All right, so this is the shaping of it. All right, so we'll be using a side zip on this palazzo pants. We'll be using the side zip for it, not a front zipper. Okay, so after shaping this side now, I'll go ahead and shape the other side. Right, so I'll be taking this out. This is all for this part. Then I will be leaving a zipper allowance. I'll be using a length of 7 inches from the waist side. Then place my fabric on that spot, stitch and sew all the way down. All right, so I left an allowance of 7 inches, but you can leave up to 8 depending on the body size of the person. If the person is actually on the very big side, then you should be able to leave about 8, 9 or 10 inches length. Okay, so for this I'll sew the way down. So at this point now, go ahead and fold. This is what we have for the pants. All right, this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and fold the leg side. Okay, so I will just fold it. I'll use 1 inch to do this folding. The folding won't be too large, it won't be too big. All right, because I did not put much folding allowance. I did not put an allowance up to 3 inches. Okay, so after folding the leg, ensure you do it well. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fold it. After that, I will attach my zipper to my palazzo pants on the side of the space provided. Okay, so this is how the folding is on the leg side, the down part of our leg of the palazzo pants. All right, so this is all we have for the trouser. All right, so at this point now we'll go ahead with our after dress. So we'll connect the shoulders together. All right, so we'll connect our shoulders for the after dress. All right, you connect the shoulder of the front to the shoulder of the back. All right, so we've done for one of it, we'll do for the other one, the other shoulder. All right, so we'll connect the shoulder as well to the others of our after dress. Okay, so at this point now we're connecting this other shoulder, then we'll stitch at this point now. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the shaping of the sides. All right, so at this point now we'll be using not much. I'll be using just 1.5 inches for the shaping. All right, because I also needed it to be free of me. I don't want it to be tight. I don't want it to look so tight on me. Alright, so I'll be using 1.5 inches to do the shaping from the bust to the waist. Then I will shape all the way down. Okay. Alright, so this is it. I'll sew all the way down to the end of it. Alright, so we'll go ahead at this point now to get the middle neck of our dress. Then we'll use our pin to secure it there, because we'll be attaching our band to the neck, to the back neck, all the way to the front neck. Okay, so I got a very long band, wideness of 2 inches folded. When you spread open, 4 inches. So I'll go ahead now and use my pin to secure the band to the clothes. Alright, so then I will sew all the way from the neckline to the end of the dress, of the after dress. Okay, so ensure you arrange and sew properly to avoid mistakes. Okay. Alright, so at this point now, I'll sew from the back neck. Remember, I indicated the middle, and I folded my band into two to also get the middle, so I can place it middle to middle. Alright, so I will sew from the back till I get to the front. Okay, so then after that, when I'm done with this and the other side, I'll go ahead and shape my sleeve and attach it to my dress. Okay, so if you find this video very helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share my videos, give us a thumbs up. Alright, and also don't forget to turn on your notification button, so whenever you get to post new videos, you get notification for it. Okay, alright, so this is it. After the joining, don't forget to give it a nice press. Alright, because it will really sit perfectly. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is how it is, looking very beautiful, looking fine. Alright, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can wear this with any camisole, alright, or however you want to dress, or whatever you want to wear inside. Alright, but this is how it looks like. It's an after dress and our palazzo pants. Very easy and very fast to sew. Alright, so see you next time in my next video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, see you next time. Bye.